over the past few weeks, we've had some very successful entrepreneurs come here, and very successful even in the financial sense. For the two of you, you've chosen to go into the social enterprise sector, where you know that wealth may not necessarily be the end game. I'm curious as to why the two of you decided to enter into the social enterprise space. Maybe Nicole, if you want to kick us off here.
Fantastic. So in order to answer that, I have to tell you a little bit about my personal story. And as Moses explained at the beginning, I graduated from Purdue University with a degree in chemical engineering. And right after I graduated, I decided to move back to Panama, my home country, and I worked for 4 years in the corporate sector with Frito-Lay in a manufacturing plant, doing tons of really cool stuff. And through this time in my work at the plant, I had a unique opportunity to work really closely with some of the frontline workers that were part of this organization. And in speaking with them, I learned some of the hardships of their daily lives in a developing country like Panama. And I remember clearly one story which stayed with me and really caused something inside of me to move and made me change paths of where I was. And I was just walking around the halls of the plant, and this young guy who was part of a program that we were promoting at the organization to give people some work experience to find jobs in the market, came up to me and said, "Boss," and here I was, 23 years old, and a guy who was only 20 calling me a boss. I was like, "Yeah, how can I help you?" And he asked me, "So I just received my first paycheck. I've been working here for a month in the plant, learning about what we do and helping out, and my paycheck is only $50. Is there something wrong here? Do you think they miscalculated something?" And of course, the first reaction from me was, of course there has to be something wrong here. Let me go to HR and find out. So I go to talk to the human resources manager, and she tells me, "No, that's right. That's exactly what the pay is for someone in this plant at that level." And I was shocked. I was like, that's exactly what I spent last night at a dinner at a restaurant. And this is what this person earned in a month. And that's when my questions started to come up. And another thing that I noticed through working in the corporate sector and trying to find resources to support the work that we were doing was that there were these huge gaps and missed opportunities to collaborate between the private sector and the social sector to bring about sustainable development and positive social change. So at that point in time, I decided that those questions were bigger than I thought, and I really wanted to get the answers. So I said goodbye to my career in the corporate sector, in which I was walking down a path, a very successful path, told them thank you, and went back to grad school, and decided to change my career from engineering into international development and business, and trying to find a way of combining those two, because as an engineer and as a pragmatic person that I am by nature, I still believe that there were so many great tools in that sector that could be applied to something different. I didn't want to wake up 5, 10 years later and say that, oh, what did you do, in this world? Oh, I sold 1,000 or 1 million potato chip bags from Frito-Lay. So that's when I made my choice, and I'll tell you more about what happened after that, but that's how I got into this sector.